everybody, my name is Rainer and welcome back to this video post. And in this video post, I'd like to share with you on how I set my trades to break even, because often I see traders out there, they set their trades to break even based on what they see, what they feel, an arbitrary number like a 1 to 2 risk reward. They set their trades to break even, and honestly, this does not really make much of sense because the market doesn't care whether you're in the money or you're out of money. The market does what it needs to do, and I usually set my trades to break even based on structure of the market. So in this video, I'd like to explain more to you about how I go about setting my trades to break even.
So before I continue, I would like to share with you the basic structure of the market. So as you know, the market does not move in one straight line down. Rather, it moves in an impulse and corrective move, something like this, right? There's an impulse move lower, a corrective move, an impulse move lower, another corrective move, another impulse move lower. And sometimes what market likes to do is they consolidate for a while, scaring most player out there before trading lower once more. And this is the basic structure of the market, and there's no doubt about it. So as you recall, a couple of weeks back, I went short on gold when price took out this swing low over here, right? When price took out this swing low over here, I went short on gold, and I had my stops placed somewhere here, 2 ATR, which is about here, right? My stops is at this yellow box over here. So then you see that price traded lower then, and then it started to retrace back towards my entry and even against me. But my initial stop was left at where it is, so I wasn't stopped out of this trade. Then price traded lower, and at this point in time, most traders would have set their stops to break even, right? Because they are probably up a 1 to 1 or 1 to 2 risk reward, and they feel that it's better to protect whatever open profits they have. They don't want to risk having a winning trade become a losing trade, and they start tightening up their stops and set their stops to break even. So, but not for me, and the reason being is that I know that in the market there is lower lows and lower highs, and what happened at this point in time is that I have a new lower high over here. So I know that this new lower high could potentially act as resistance. So there's no meaning or there's no logic for me to set my stops to break even when that lower high, when this level could potentially act as resistance and push the market down lower. So I left my stops at its original location and watch how the markets proceeded on. Then the market retraced higher, and then it traded lower once more. So now at this point of time, I still have not set my trade to break even, right? The stop is still left at its original location, which is over here. And the reason being is this again. I have a new lower high over here, and this lower high could potentially act as resistance once more. So if I were to set my trades to break even, which is, setting my break even price to at this entry level over here, I may potentially, cutting my trades into this resistance or swing high over here. And again, it does not make much sense because I expect this high to hold up. I expect this resistance to hold in a downtrend. So I do not shift my stops just yet. So my stop is still left at its original location. And shortly after, price went back and retest back the swing high once more, right? Retest back this swing high over here, which is now acting as resistance. So my stop is left at its original location. So I wasn't stopped out. Then next thing we know, price traded lower. And there was this structural support down here. Price broke it, consolidated a while, and traded much lower. So now at this point in time, do I set my trades to break even? I'll say yes, it makes sense to set to break even right now, because one thing we have going for me is that I have this previous support now turned resistance over here. I have the 20 and 50 EMA as well that can act as dynamic support. And by setting my trades to break even over here, if price does go back to my break even price, it's telling me that the structure of the market has probably changed and it will be prudent and wise to get out of the trade. So as you can see, I set my trades to break even only when there's a reason for me to do so, when there's a structure change in the market, and not because of what I feel or what I think, or to make myself feel more comfortable. And that's how I go about setting my stops to break even in the market. I hope you find this video useful, and if you do, feel free to hit the subscribe below, and if there's any comments, feel free to leave it on YouTube or on my website. With that, wish you guys good luck and good trading. I'll talk to you soon.